G'day everyone, it's SDS SuperCoach, providing SuperCoach content for you. I'm here to present a bit of a new style of video that I'm trying to give it a go. I don't think I've seen it around elsewhere, but I'm going to be reviewing the mistakes I made last year with my starting team compared to this team right here that I'm reasonably happy with at this point in time. So I believe this team hasn't changed much. Now, there's been a couple of bit of news today that might make me change a couple of different players. Apologies, but look, I've got a link right here of my round one review, and I'm just gonna review and see like what changes have I made, because I think the best thing you can do in Supercoach to be a better player is review your own mistakes, and that's what I'm going to try to do this year. And so look, this is my current team. Nothing's changed from my review. This will be straight down to the wire. I did say I would upload every day until round one, and already day one I'm struggling. I'm recording this at 11:15 tonight. This will be coming out tonight. Probably not the smartest decision, but I stick to my word. By the way, I got a haircut. What do you guys think? I like it. Yeah, I think it does the job. I need to have a shave though, but I don't mind the facial hair. Is what it is. Anyway, I'm waffling. So as you can see, my team. Now we are going to go back. Now, I've never really shown YouTube, I guess, onto my channel, so I don't really know how this is going to translate. So I'm going to review the footage back. Look at a young me right here. Well, not a young me. This is me, basically this time last year. Let's go full screen. Actually, they might not work. We'll leave it like that. He is certainly more athletic looking. I am working on my fitness at this point in time. I certainly want to work a lot more on my fitness. I've had my holiday. I've had my big pub crawl and all that. Really enjoyed it. Want to have a little break on the piss, and we'll see how we go from there. As you can see, I like my own videos because I'm desperate. So yeah, younger looking me. I'd like to think I've had a bit of a glow up with the hair, but you never know. I'll probably laugh at myself this time next year. All right. Anyway, so let's get to the whole point of this video. We are going to be reviewing sort of the mistakes I made. So maybe I should make it full screen. You guys can probably see that reasonably well. I'd like to get it to a video where I can show a part of the video where I can show all the prices all up. Come on, Stephen. Surely you're better than this. It doesn't stay the whole way there. I think you can somewhat see the F4, 5, 6, and 8 scores. Prices there. So as we have a look at this team, what went wrong? Because we can see. So I'll stop at 10:31. We'll have a look at my score. So 2,191, ranked 55k. So we obviously don't want to take this too much into consideration because round one scores are round one scores. But at around 5 or 6, I was around 17, 18, maybe even 20,000, which is really a proper way to view how you're going. And it was clearly a poor start than I would have liked personally. So 55k, where did I go wrong? So what was it, 10:31 where we really saw it? I'll go to 10:35. All right, so we can review my team. There's a couple of things that stand out here. McRae, Steele, and Miller. Now, if we all played the game last year, we should all know they were the three most expensive midfielders in the game, and I've clicked clicked on all of them. Can't believe it. I don't think that helped at all in terms of structure. You're basically picking three blokes near on 700k, and that's why at this point in time I've only gone with the one of Clayton Oliver. I'm certainly limited on the money spend on the midfield. We'll go back to my team, of course. Another thing that stands out to me on field is we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 rookies. Well, when I say rookies, I mean first-year players in my team. Now, clearly, I've taken a bit more effort. So we'll go back to my team. And as we can see here, I don't know why this popped up all of a sudden, but we'll address the first issue that I saw. So we had, who did we have in that midfield? McRae. Oh, my phone's going off. McRae, Steele, Miller, and Neal. Neil was a fine pick, obviously, but we can see the massive difference here. Now, obviously, I've still got that 700k bloke. I like the insurance, of course. But we've gone Bontempelli, who's let's double check here. Oh wait, this was a better way of doing it. He's the 6th most expensive, and then we look at Darcy Parish, who's the 14th most. So we see that as I see that as a significant difference in terms of spending elsewhere in the team. And another thing that I pointed out was the amount of rookies I had. I had 4 first-year players in my team. And how many do we have this year? Will Ashcroft, who's basically going to be another Dacos, and Ruben Ginby, who's got a very good role, rotating off that defender midfield rotation thing with Elliot Yeo that's expected to be come this season for the West Coast Eagles. So that is a significant difference where we compare that to this team, where we've got Nick Dacos, obviously, makes sense. Josh Rochelle, we should have probably saw this a little bit more. I know that he started off scoring really well, but he clearly faded off and only made like 100k. He's playing deep forward, obviously going to be inconsistent scoring. You had Josh Ward, who was playing just a wing role. Maybe we should have seen that coming. And Jason Horne-Francis, who was sort of playing as a half forward sort of thing. It wasn't anything outstanding. So reviewing this, I guess Dacos would have been the only one that made sense, reviewing all the roles, whereas I compare to the rookies on the first-year players on my team, Ashcroft, who's going to be spending a bit more time, who's going to be in the CBAs rotating compared to, rotating off the CBAs and also a little bit off the half forward. But that's okay. If he's getting enough CBAs and everyone's picking him, it makes sense. He's going to be another Dacos in my book. And Ruben Ginby, who I've reviewed his role, looks really good. And West Coast need to develop a few more youngsters into their side. And sounds like they're doing so. So I've reviewed that. Now let's nitpick a bit here. What else could I have done better with this team? Now, obviously, another thing that we can point out is last season, the most expensive defender was Jake Lloyd at 586k, who I was actually originally going to pick. Crispin Lloyd weren't exactly great picks, to be fair, at the end of the day in terms of being top 8 relevancy for down back. But we've gone with Jack Crisp, Jaden Short, Lockie Whitfield. Now, we've gone with a heavier defence here. And now that's because there weren't enough rookies. This year, we're laughing with defender rookies. I could probably name 5 or 6 off the top of my head that could get a sniff round 1. So I'm very happy with that. So what else can we point out? The double rucks, I was still fine with that. As we could see as well, we kind of went with 10. Well, this is another thing that's really hurt this team as well, as we can point out, because of the amount of spending I used in the midfield and even the rucks, we got 5 blokes around that mid 600 to high 600, a little bit low 600 range, where it's really affected my 10th, 11th. There's not even a 12th premium, realistically. So obviously, George Hewitt was a saving grace, but I don't think we expected him to be a pure top 8 premium defender for this season, for last season. So yeah, a lot of spending on certain amount of premiums has really hurt this team. So I guess if we can count the amount of, let's go with 650 plus K players. We've got 4 here. I'm going to look like an idiot if I've got more than that. So we've got 1. That is the massive difference. Instead of 4 650k blokes, we've got 1, and that's Clayton Oliver. Now, we've obviously got a few blokes like Bont, Stewart, Dawson, Parrish, Witts. There's still a few blokes. You could even call Dunkley as a 600k player, but certainly give him more money to be flexible with. Another thing we can notice with this team, we've gone with sort of more of a guns and rookies almost approach, haven't we? Oh, yes, a lot of rookies in the team. So that's also affected me a fair bit. So, look, I probably shouldn't rabble on much more about this, as we can review my team. We got lucky with George Hewitt being so good. Uh, Look at all these defender rookies, man. Gibcus, DeConning, McCartan, Hinge. They're really sort of medium to tall size defenders, as our main rookies. Just absolutely mental when we've got a lot more better options for us this year. But yeah, one more thing I'm going to point out. I thought my forward line was okay. McGovern was a bit, ugh, but Cornelia, a good pick. The forward line was, to be honest, fine in my book. The fact that, so we had these four absolute superstar midfielders, and then we had my M5 be a 200K rookie first year player. Pick one, of course, but that's a significant difference compared to my current team. Now, I'm not saying my team's perfect. I'm just reviewing my mistakes, and I'm making sure that I don't make these mistakes again. You got to live and learn, of course. And I'd like to think so. Instead of Jason Orr and Francis, 207K, we've got Jacob Hopper. I've got Finn Callahan here at 244K instead of Dacos, Ashcroft and Phillips. So there's more experience there to finish out that midfield. So, and another thing as well, I've tried to add 12 premiums. Now, you might not count Ben Cunnington's 12th premium, but I don't care. I think there is a chance he could be, at worst, there's a chance at worst he could be an M9 F7 loophole and be my premium off the bench, just in case anything goes wrong. So that's another thing. Another thing, now we're not just going to pair around one team. But look, I'll just say this: with my final side, I didn't end up going with any defenders. Any premiums on the bench. Where instead this year I'm going to look to intend to certainly add some more. Worst case scenario, yeah, Ben Cunnington could be that M9 F7 premium option. So I think that's one thing I'm going to consider this year. There's more trades, but I do remember last year as well, I didn't get that much of an injury bug to my team. So I still got to be a little bit cautious because things can change fairly quickly with SuperCoach. Once the injuries pile up, the less the trades. We've got one extra trade this year, but to be fair, there's one extra round to worry about. So yeah, it's just learning from our mistakes, and that's what I'm going to look to do this year. I'm trying not to listen to too many different people in terms of YouTubers, stuff like that. Now, obviously, I watch bits and bops and all that from all these amazing SuperCoach YouTubers. I'm not going to name them. I'm going to be worried I forget someone, but there's certainly been a couple of new people coming to the SuperCoach YouTube world, and they've been tremendous, and obviously the OGs as well. So look, I'm not going to try to listen to too many of them. I'm probably gonna, I guess, listen to if there's anything I miss, if let's say centre bounce, for example, next week review West Coast Adelaide, and I didn't watch it at all, I might listen to that just to see if I've just to fine tune my research and all that. So it's just going to be stuff like that. Yeah, look, I feel like I've waffled on enough. What time is it? It is 11:28. So I've got about 32 minutes to get this out before 12 o'clock to keep the streak alive after one day. What an absolute disaster. Right. Thank you guys for watching. I forgot to mention as well, like and subscribe. I'll tell you what, my latest team update video just went absolutely bonkers. 1.1K views in a day. I just find that insane. Like, that's the quickest any video's gone for me so far this year. Also, one little thing, if we can see the some of the old thumbnails, look, I've come a long way. I'd like to think that my thumbnail skills these days are a lot better now than back then. So yeah, anyway, waffling on. Let's like and subscribe. I want to get to 1,000 videos. one day. 1,000 subs before round 1, 2024. So that's a massive aim. We're nearly at 400, which is madness. I was asking for 300 at the start of pre-season. So you guys have done an absolutely tremendous job. I'm losing my voice. So I hope you guys are enjoying the lead up to the AFL season. And yeah, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Cheers.